Hey everybody, I'm back. Thanks for watching. So I was working on, long story short, 262 XP of mine that I've had for quite some time, that I ran all stock for quite a while. It was in need of some love. Kind of got caught up with all my other crap, so I thought I'd do some stuff to this. Here are the numbers that we started with. So from the factory with no base gasket, intake 69, transfers 127, 107 exhaust, squish 15 thousandths without a base gasket, and of course blow down of 20 degrees. So what I did was I ended up taking 50 thousandths out of the band, 5 degrees, 40 off the piston at 5 degrees, and 63 thousandths off the base. So the piston does not have a pop-up, but it is tapered. And the final numbers I decided on, well, intake landed on 75, then put the transfers at 120, exhaust 104, squish 18 thousandths. The exhaust might go up, we'll see how it cuts, and then we'll decide what to do after that. But I kind of went a little farther than I probably should have. Normally on the intake, I don't go this aggressive. I usually like the intake more rounded on the sides, because it's easier on the piston. But lunged the intake, and here's our transfers. Cleaned up the lowers, and I cleaned up the lowers and lowered the bottom part there to kind of get the flow to go up through there. And our exhaust is absolutely as far as wide as it can go, along with the intake. But I think it'll run good. But yeah, the band doesn't look as pretty now because I did run a hone through it. But yeah, this thing still had the original crank seals in it, and my God, were they brittle. They were absolutely shot. The piston, when I was cutting the top of the piston, oh, and another thing is, I did not want to put an aftermarket piston in this thing. I couldn't do it. And this thing was slicked up pretty good. So what I did was I actually took some sandpaper and put some texture on the piston. We'll see how long it lasts. If it doesn't, you know, if it just slicks right up, we'll throw another piston in it. But when I was cutting the piston, I didn't get that great of a finish on it. My cutter struggled a little bit getting that thing cleaned up, but I was kind of I didn't want to go any farther because I knew where I wanted my numbers to be. And so I just ended up kind of polishing it up. I thought it'll be fine, but you can see I just scuffed the piston up so it'll hold some oil. And then of course I just cleaned up the windows and lightened it up a little bit. Actually, I don't even know. Let's see what this thing weighs. 60. Yeah, those bigger wrist pins But yeah, get this thing put back together. This one has a muffler mod that I did for a 261. It's just opened up, gutted, and but it's pretty open, so I think it'll work good. So yeah, get this thing put back together tomorrow and fire it up and see how she runs.